Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to be doing my current favorites and fails. I have quite a few products to share with you that I've just been loving, can't stop reaching for. And then I do have a couple fails that really just didn't work for me. I will talk about those at the end of the video. I will also link everything down below that I mentioned today. If you like these types of videos talking about favorites and fails, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe, and let's go ahead and begin. So today I'm in total cozy mode. I've got my hoodie on. It is cold outside. We're going into the fall months and I just threw my hair back. I want to chill and talk about stuff that I'm loving. My first favorite is something I've mentioned many times on my channel before, as well as TikTok and Instagram. And I'm really excited to be partnering with Skyler for this portion of the video. I want to tell you a little bit about this brand, their fragrances, my favorite picks, and why I love these. Skyler is a clean beauty brand that creates hypoallergenic fragrances that are great for sensitive skin. They are vegan, cruelty-free, eco-friendly, and sustainable. So on their website, you'll find an array of fragrances. They have a ton of different fragrances that are great for summer and spring, but they also have some really nice cozy scents for fall. My all-time favorite has to be Vanilla Sky. You've probably heard me talk about this before. This is a vanilla lover's dream. The key notes on Vanilla Sky is cappuccino, pure vanilla, and caramelized cedar. Something about the cappuccino really just makes you feel like you're in a cafe or a bakery or your favorite coffee shop. It gives it this beautiful gourmand, sweet, but cozy scent, perfect for fall. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some more because why not? It just smells incredible. It's just one of those that I feel like anybody would love, especially if you're a vanilla lover. They also have Vanilla Sky in candles, and I'm telling you, it will make your home smell incredible. One of my favorites. Now, they also did come out with a newer fragrance for fall, and this one is called Fall Cashmere. This one is definitely more of a spicy fragrance. The key notes are cinnamon bark, roasted almond, and spiced ginger. I definitely get the ginger, and I do get a little bit of the cinnamon bark. It's not overpowering like Big Red or anything like that, but it definitely is a spicier fragrance with a sweeter dry down. If you like more of a sweet gourmand scent, you will love Vanilla Sky. If you like more of a spicy scent, you will like Fall Cashmere. So if you're looking for a perfect vanilla scent for fall, I highly recommend Vanilla Sky. Check out the Skyler website. They have a ton of different fragrances, roller balls, full size, and candles, and their candles are great. They are also doing a promo. If you do purchase a full-size fragrance, you will get a perfume discovery set with your order for free. This is $25 value, and inside there are 5 samples of some of their fragrances, so you can kind of test them out and maybe find a new favorite. So I will link Skyler down below at the top of my description box with all the information. Definitely check out their website, look over their fragrances and candles. It would be a great gift for someone for the holidays or treat yourself. So all the information will be down below. Thank you to Skyler for sponsoring this portion of the video, and let's get into what else I've been loving. So I have to start out with a fragrance that I cannot stop wearing. I did try this in a Trying New Makeup about a month ago, and I had the wrong shades, but I liked it overall, just the shade was way too light. So they sent me some deeper shades, and I've been wearing it pretty much in every video since. If you look at my description boxes, I always link my makeup, and this is the Lawless Conceal the Deal Long Wear Full Coverage Foundation. So here's the thing, the shades run light. That's my number one thing I want to warn you about. So maybe go in store or really look up swatches to find your right shade. I'm going to put swatches on the screen. I think I have 5 now, so hopefully this can help you out. I wouldn't say it's a full coverage off the bat. I would say it's a medium buildable. It's a very thin formula, so you do want to shake it up. I've been mixing Palo Santo with Fawn because Fawn's too light, Palo Santo is a little bit too dark, but it's a very liquidy formula. It has a squeeze tube, and it's really nice and smoothing on texture. That's why I like it. It doesn't enhance my texture. It almost reminds me of the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation, but a way lighter version. So lighter coverage and lighter feel. That one is super full coverage, and it almost has that soft matte self-setting feeling. Now this has that too, where it almost looks like you set it even if you didn't, which I find is really smoothing on texture and pores. So I think that's why I like it. My only thing is if you have dry skin, I would say you may not like this. If you have dry patches, make sure you hydrate. Because this is a matte foundation and it is self-setting, it can look dry in dry patches. So I tried to moisturize more than usual when I use this, but I've been getting a lot of compliments on my skin lately in my videos, and you guys saying my complexion looks great, and I've been wearing this. This also wears quite well. I would say 8 or 9 hours, and then I have to maybe touch up a little bit with powder, but there's no separating. I don't get very oily with it. It wears very similarly to my Too Faced Born This Way matte, something like that. It's not quite as good as like a double wear, which that locks on, but this is a good 7, 8, 9 hours, then touch up. It's not gonna get oily or break apart. So I've really been enjoying this a lot. I would just say, if you don't like matte foundations, you might find this a little too drying. And if you do like matte foundations, but you have dry patches, make sure you moisturize. But overall, if you look at my description boxes, I keep wearing it for a reason because I think it's really smoothing on the skin. It wears well, and I like the coverage. I feel like it's just great for everyday or full glam look. So I'm really enjoying it. It's one of my new favorites. Speaking of moisturizing, I have 2 moisturizers that I have fallen in love with, so much so that I'm almost out of each of them, and then I actually already bought backups. I was going down a rabbit hole on TikTok because I feel like I'm always afraid to really hydrate my skin. I'm terrified of cystic acne. A lot of overnight sleeping creams or heavy moisturizers would break me out, and they're so painful. If you haven't dealt with cystic acne, it's so incredibly painful. It's like under the skin, huge cyst, and that's my main struggle. So recently I actually started using Differin, and I'm sure some of you guys have used it or heard of it. It's dermatologist recommended basically for acne, but it can be very drying and you have to start slow. So I was looking into Differin, and I was looking at moisturizers that were recommended to go with it because it does dry your skin out. So the first one is this Naturium Niacinamide Gel Cream 5%. I bought this from Target, and I have gone ham on this. This, literally, I've only had it for a few weeks. This is great for those of you that have combo skin, oily skin, textured skin, and pores. I find this gives sort of a little blurred effect, and I'm not really sure how. It's one of those that really sinks into the skin and you get like a soft blurred effect, but it's not silicone-like at all. It doesn't make me greasy, but it gives me hydration. It's one of those I could load like 3 layers on and my skin feels soft and hydrated, but it's not greasy and it's not thick. It wears well under makeup. I mean, you guys can see how much I've gone crazy for this, and I've only had it, like I said, a couple weeks. So I already did buy another one. I've just really fallen in love with this. I'm testing out another product from Naturium that I got, but I don't know my thoughts yet because it's more of a like toner. So I will keep you guys updated, but it really does wear beautifully under makeup. And it's just been a great gel moisturizer that I can put on every day that doesn't make me greasy or make my makeup split up or make me feel like I have a thick layer on my skin, which is something I really don't like. So the other moisturizer I've been loving is more like a treatment repairing balm. So as I said, when you start Differin, it's one of those things you put a pea-sized amount on a couple times a week. It's extremely drying. So you definitely want to be careful, and you're going to need a thick, heavy moisturizer at night. I don't think the Naturium would be enough at night with starting Differin. So I saw on TikTok dermatologists recommending this and other people that had struggled with acne and were starting Differin. This is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5. So this is a soothing, repairing balm. Look at how I've gone through this, y'all. In a couple weeks. I've already bought another one. This is incredible. If you have dry, chapped skin, if you feel like you're gonna break out but you're afraid to moisturize, if you feel like you've ruined your skin barrier, because I've definitely been there, using too many exfoliants, retinols, toners, acids, exfoliating, and you just feel like your skin is just angry, please try this out. This is also great for dry hands. My hands are so dry. I wash them so incredibly much, and the backs of my hands are literally like cracking dry. This is amazing. So what I will say, there's no scent to it. It does come out white. The only thing is it comes out sort of like a sunscreen. It's one of those that you really have to, I'm trying to squeeze a little bit out here. So you can see when you rub it in, I mean, this has a white cast, 100%. It very much feels sort of like, I would say, an SPF, but it doesn't have a scent. And then when you really rub it in, it's so incredibly like dewy and hydrating. Now I haven't tried this under makeup just because I don't need that much hydration during the day. And I feel like the Naturium really is working for me. But just even for my hands, any type of like eczema, psoriasis. I've seen a lot of people that have eczema on their hands say that this is great on TikTok. It's just very soothing. So if you're looking for something that's not going to break you out, let me say that again. Not going to break you out. That's the thing. I would break out from any moisturizer. I'm telling you, I would put a moisturizer on before bed and wake up with under the skin painful acne. I have not gotten this, and I've used this every single night since I got it. I'm just blown away. Like I said, I also like to use it on my hands because my knuckles are so dry from washing them. I just cannot rave about this enough. It just calms everything down and it doesn't cause acne. I cannot recommend this enough. So next I have to give a shout out to these lip liners. I've really been enjoying the formula and the colors. These are the reformulated or the new Melt Cosmetics Perfectionist lip pencils. So I have 4 and I think I have 1 or 2 more in my cart. What I love about these is they are not overly creamy, flying all over the face. The way my lips are, I have like a curve on this side specifically. I'm more dominant on this side of my face. So we almost have to overfill this side to sort of even it out. I haven't had lip filler in almost 3 years because I really don't want, you know, my lips bigger. But as my lip filler fades, I'm noticing I'm having a hard time lining my lips because I'm so dominant on this side. My lip almost wants to go out of line on this side, and then I have to like draw a lot on this side to even them out. I just don't have symmetrical lips. You know, sue me. I feel like a lot of people don't have symmetrical features. So what I like about these is you have to actually like tug a little bit. That means they're going to be longer wearing and they're also not going to slip and slide. You have more control. Sometimes some of these new lip liner formulas are very sticky. And I notice on the inside of my lips when I'm talking, they get like gunked up. These are not like that. They're very thin formula. So this is what sepia looks like. You can see it's a brown tone. So I like this a lot for like full glam looks. And then for every day, I've been reaching for cashmere. This one is more of a like neutral nude. It's not as like olive brown. Sometimes when I don't have a self tan on and I just want something very, very minimal, I'll go in with Bare. This one's definitely the lightest of the bunch, but it still works for me. And then today I have on Cinnamon. So Cinnamon is more of like a, you know, red toned nude. When you look at these swatches, they all look very similar, but when you put them on the lips, they are different. So today I'm wearing Cinnamon. I loved their lip liners before, but I think they're discontinuing those, which I'm kind of bummed about because I really loved Headbang and also Foxy. That's what it was. So I really love those shades, but they've been sold out and then they just came out with these. So I'm assuming these are replacing them. But so far I'm really liking this formula. I mean, obviously I purchased 4 and I'm gonna go back for a couple more. So if you like a pencil that's not too creamy, but has nice pigment and is very comfortable long wearing without being goopy or sticky, I think you'd really like these. So along with the lip pencils, Melt did redo their matte lipsticks. So these are their ultra matte lipsticks and they're bullet lipsticks. They have a ton of different shades. I have been really enjoying these. Now they are matte, but they're nothing like the old formula. The old formula was dry and almost like clay, like chunky on the lips. This is much thinner, much smoother, and I love the packaging, the shades. So I would say my most used would be Hora, which is a pink shade, and then Zaddy. I probably use Zaddy the most. I mean, I love pink and peachy shades, but I've also purchased some more interesting shades like this shade called Tease, which is a really beautiful cool toned brown shade. Also this shade here called Paris Fling. This is a really warm toned peachy shade. And then I did pick up Frisky, which is pretty much like the color I'm wearing on my lips right now, just more like my lips but better. So I really like this formula to pat in the center of my lips and just kind of blend it out. I'm gonna add a little bit of Zaddy just in the center. They have a slight lipstick smell, kind of like maybe a MAC lipstick, nothing crazy. And they're very thin, but they're not dry. So I love the packaging, I love the shades. They are a matte lipstick, so if you're looking for something that's super hydrating, this is not it. But it's more of a comfortable matte for me. They hang on for a good time, and I just really love the shades. I think they knock it out of the park with their aesthetic, and I do think this was a much needed revamp because the original lipsticks were not good. Now, you know I couldn't do a favorites without mentioning my favorite launch of the year, and I'm so sad that this is sold out. I will keep you guys updated if I do see a restock anywhere, but I really have to be honest and say that this is my favorite holiday release, and I'm like so sad that it's limited edition and sold out everywhere, but this is the new Patrick Ta blush palette for holiday. I have it basically all over my face. I've even tapped a little bit on my lips. I've got it all over my cheeks, over my nose. I've even blended it into the crease. This is just my favorite. I have loved this formula so much. It's so special because it's really meant to do the powders and then the creams. That's kind of the way that he tells you how to do it. It doesn't enhance your texture. It gives you a beautiful glow. It's not sticky. I really just can't rave about this enough, and I wish that he would have made this permanent. And I'm hoping that maybe he will see how much people love this. This literally sold out in hours, not even a day. It sold out. So I was like so bummed because I really wanted to recommend it and keep using it. I know a lot of you got your hands on it. If you did, I'd love to know your thoughts down below, but I really couldn't go through a favorites video without raving about this. So hopefully this comes back, and if and when it does, I will keep you guys updated, but I am thrilled with this palette. It's just so beautiful. Another newer item to me that I have been loving, it was like love at first sight. So gorgeous, but the formula is just as good. This is the new highlighter from Pat McGrath. Skin Fetish Sublime Skin Highlighter in the shade Lunar Nude. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's a gorgeous gold mirrored packaging. And then you open it up, and this embossing is so gorgeous. This really reminds me of the new Hermes highlighter. I didn't pick it up because it looked a little bit deep for my skin tone, but this is giving me that same type of feel. I mean, this is luxury. It is expensive. It's $60, but not only is it beautiful in the pan, it's gorgeous on the face. It has that baked gelée formula that I love. This is more of a champagne sort of icy color. It is not powdery at all. It is blinding. So this is what it swatches like on the hand. Just one swatch. It is super blinding. It doesn't enhance my texture. It's just one of those that reminds me of like the ABH Amrezy or the Dior Backstage palette, but this shade is more on the pinky champagne side rather than the gold side. So it's a little bit different for my collection because I tend to go for like neutral gold shades more often. So next I want to give a shout out to a palette that I've mentioned before, but I'm going to mention it again. I always say that like the New York Housewives, Bethany's Legs in the Air. If you've seen it, if you know, you know. This is the Scott Barnes Snatchural eyeshadow palette. Is that what it's called? The Snatchural #1. I mean, that's a little bit much, but you know, this palette is gorgeous. I'm wearing it today. This is like, honestly, such a beautiful neutral palette, but it's not the basic warm tone that we see all the time. There's these gorgeous gunmetal, like glittery shades in here that look wet on the eyes. Then you've got this like red copper, and this is my favorite shade here. This bronze shade I use all the time. So you have these like 4 shades that are like wet, glittery, very thin texture, not powdery, but just gorgeous on the eyes. Along with that, you have so many mattes to work with. You can go as deep as you'd like because there's a black in here. You've got more maroon shades, more brown warm shades. Then you've got this like cool tone taupey shade, a peachy shade. I really just enjoy this when I want to do something just neutral, which is what I like most of the time. I love blending this shade like into the crease a little bit. It's just so stunning. So I really enjoy this palette. It's one of those that stays top drawer next to me with like my Patrick Ta palette, stuff like that. And just every time I use this, I love the look I came up with. So I really want to do a beautiful like New Year's Eve look, maybe using like this shade or this shade. I just think it would be absolutely beautiful. So this is one of my favorite palettes. I've mentioned it before, but you know, I got to give it some more love. Also from Scott Barnes, I have to give this product some love because it does stay top drawer. And I would say this is my favorite liquid lipstick formula, or it's one of them. I used to wear liquid lipsticks all the time, and then I've sort of gotten into more of like the velvet lipsticks. But if I have to use a liquid lipstick, let's say I'm going somewhere and I want my lips to look, you know, colored for a long time, that's when I would reach for one. This is the most comfortable and my favorite liquid lipsticks. So these are the Scott Barnes liquid lipsticks. I have 3 shades here. They're all very similar, but I think I want to pick up more. Strut is probably my most used. It's just a beautiful like pinky nude. This formula is not very moussey. glossy, but it's not liquidy, and it doesn't get gunky. It's one of those that you can put on, pat out, and then you can put gloss on top. It doesn't lift or separate or crack. I also love Love Story. So again, these look very similar. Love Story is more pinky right here. Oh my God, looking at those swatches, they literally look the same. But on the lips, Strut comes off a little bit more warm toned than Love Story. And then I also have the shade Keep It Coral, which is, again, very similar, but it's more pink. So, you know, can you see what kind of colors I like? I mean, I like these type of colors with a brown, you know, nude lip liner. This is like my dream, but I love this formula. Somebody asked me the other day, because when I reviewed the Jaclyn Cosmetics, I said that her liquid lipsticks were a little bit sticky. These are not at all. You put them on, pat them out, and then your lips do not stick together. They do not get cracked or anything. So really have to give these a shout out because they're one of my top drawer picks. I actually have his website pulled up, and I have like 5 more in my cart because I really want some different shades because these are all so similar. But honestly, my most used is Strut. It's just like the perfect shade for me, and I really like the formula on these. I think he did a great job. So next I have some brushes I want to really rave about, ones that have really stood out to me. Recently I've fallen in love with BabsBeauty. I love a lot of Rephr brushes, Smith Cosmetics, Sonia G. I have a ton. I also use Morphe brushes. I really think I need to go through my collection though and like really kind of hone in a little bit because I feel like I have 200 eye brushes and I kind of have to dig through to find my favorites. But these are standout brushes that I feel like really add to my collection. They're very unique. So the first one is the BabsBeauty 108. This brush is incredible for touching up or powdering your face. If you're someone that doesn't use a sponge to bake, this is what I would use when I'm just setting my face lightly. Let's say like on, you know, I don't know, a day when I'm doing more of a natural look. I will set my under eye, and then I also like to touch up with this. Something about the size of this is just absolutely perfect. It's just one of those that I keep top drawer, and every time it's dirty, I'm like, where is that one? Same thing with this one. This is a BabsBeauty 208. This is such a great angled brush for 2 things. If you use a pomade for your brows, it's so precise and tiny. If you do liner, this is great, especially for eyeshadow. Sometimes I struggle doing a wing with shadow. I feel like it just gets everywhere because it's not wet or damp. It just kind of smudges everywhere. But this one, you can really like stamp and it keeps your shape, and you can really get your shape with this. And then I'll go in with like a bigger brush to fill in the wing or to smoke it out. So it's just one of those special ones that probably is the most precise angled brush I have in my collection. And the third one from BabsBeauty is the 106. This is such a beautiful foundation brush because it's not too flimsy, but it's not too dense. It's one of those that you can really sort of airbrush the foundation into your skin. This would also be great for those of you that like to do a cream contour or bronzer. There's a similar brush to this, which is the new Lawless brush they sent with the foundation. And there also was one from Makeup by Mario set with Sephora that you can't get anymore. That's very similar to this. But again, top drawer for me. It's just one of those that I can buff all over the skin and get a light layer, give me that airbrush finish. So these are some standout brushes that I have in my collection that every time they're dirty, I'm like digging through, like, where are they? Next up, I have one hair product that I've really been enjoying. I got this in PR, I would say a few months ago, and I just didn't try it out. Now, recently I've been using the Olaplex purple shampoo. It is very intense. I actually went and got my hair done few days ago and she used it on me there and she was like, this is so intense. I mean, literally 2 minutes and it really tones, but it is more of a drying formula. So I was watching TikTok again and I came across a hairstylist that mentioned it's really good to use a purple conditioner if and when you can. The ones I've tried in the past really did no toning at all, or they were drying regardless. So I tried this new one out from Bumble and Bumble and I really like it. This is the BB Illuminated Blonde Conditioner, hydrating purple conditioner. A purple conditioner is not going to be as intense as a purple shampoo, so that's 100%. If you need heavy toning, you're going to have to go in with something like the Olaplex. Even the Amika, just leave it on for longer. But this is for the days when I don't want to do a purple shampoo, so I might go in with like a detox shampoo, but then I will apply this on my hair. It does have a pretty good color to it for a conditioner. Conditioners usually, like I said, are almost like a lilac pastel purple, and they're not going to do any toning. So the deeper it is, the better. It actually has good pigment, but it's actually hydrating. So it does say to leave it on for 2 to 5 minutes. I would say you really kind of want to leave it on for 5 minutes to really get the toning and really get that kind of brassiness taken out of your hair. But it actually is conditioning. So it really does soften the hair, detangle the hair. So I feel like this is one of the best, actually it is the best I've tried in terms of a blonde conditioner. I actually have another one of these in my cart for the Sephora sale because I do like it. So in my quest to use purple shampoo less, I do need something that's going to help take the edge off the brassiness. And this does that while also conditioning. So I'm trying to, you know, baby my hair a little bit more. And this is a great product for those of you that have really dry hair, but you also want a little bit of toning. All right, so I think that's it for my favorites. I do have a lot of products that I'm really liking, but they're very new to me and I'm not there yet in terms of saying it's a favorite. They're products that I've tried like 2 or 3 times and I'm just not sure yet. So I'll keep you guys updated, but let's move on to a couple fails. This one I was actually shocked by because I wasn't gonna purchase these products and I did buy them to review and then I never reviewed them because I think it was bad timing. They just got pushed to the back burner and then I tried them off camera and I was like, I don't like this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Highlighter. So she came out with a cream bronzer and then stick cream blushes and then this highlighter. I saw the swatches of this in demos on the Instagram of Anastasia Beverly Hills and it looked beautiful, but it's chunky and glittery. So this is the shade that I have. So it looks pretty when you swatch it, but it is very glittery and like chunky and it almost has that green shift to it. I don't know why companies do that where they do the gold but it leans like yellow green, just very like chunky glittery. Like if you look at this, it's like chunks of glitter and then glitter kind of patched all over my skin. I don't love the shade of this. Just not my favorite at all. It's not something that I would recommend to you guys. I've tried the blush and the bronzer and those are much better. I'm not huge on cream bronzers anyways, but this stood out to me as being something that I think they really missed the mark here just because it looks like a chunky glitter bomb and that's not really what I was looking for when I picked up a cream highlight. So this next fail is something that I saw on TikTok so many times. I was looking up hair curling tutorials using flat irons or straighteners, and I have a straightener from Kristen S that I really like. I got it from Target a while ago, but I was like, sometimes it doesn't pull smoothly when I'm trying to do the curls. So I kept seeing this one straightener being used. The curls just looked like they were just like pulling super easily, like gliding through the hair, not sticking or grabbing or ripping your hair out. So the brand is Kaposi. I don't know anything about this brand other than I went to their website and purchased this. I want to say it was like 40 bucks. It wasn't anything like crazy. This may be the worst straightener that I've ever tried. This literally rips my hair out. Like my hair gets stuck in the plates. Instead of gliding, it actually like skips. Like no matter if I use a heat protectant or if I use the lowest setting, I've never experienced a more skippy, tuggy flat iron. So in terms of flat ironing my hair, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but I mean, it'll get the job done if I want to like flat iron pieces around my face or my bangs. But I really bought it to do curls because that's what I see on Instagram and TikTok. And this just tugs worse than any other straightener I've ever used. So you usually just grab your hair and then you turn the iron and then you basically just pull straight down. You're supposed to glide down and then the curl happens. This literally like yank, 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 like it does not curl. It like tugs and then it almost like rips my hair out. I've tried multiple times and literally I'm like, I've never had a flat iron be this, I guess, stiff. Like it doesn't glide. The plates do not glide. It's a whole ass mess. So this is a fail for me because I really bought it to do curls, but I just kept seeing videos on TikTok and this just looked like it was gliding effortlessly, and joke's on me because it's not. So if you've tried this, I'd love to know your feedback down below, but for me, it just really didn't work out and I really don't like a flat iron that grabs my hair and rips it out. So this is gonna be a no for me. All right, guys, so I think that is everything for my current favorites and fails. I am trying out so many new products. If you've seen my latest uploads, I've been doing a ton of first impressions on new collections, so I'm still getting my thoughts to decide what's a favorite, what's okay, and what's a fail. So tons of reviews will be coming your way. If you want to check out any of the products that I talked about today, I will have them linked down below. Also, definitely check out Skyler. I think you could find some gorgeous fragrances and candles, perfect gifts for the holiday. So I will leave all the information down below. If you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe. Let me know what you've been loving or what you have not been loving, and I'll see you guys in the next video.